And even those who were and even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight and don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Don't believe your lying eyes or those lying ears.
Welcome, welcome. I am Dena, and I want to welcome you to another discussion with Dena.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours. Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! ¡Suelta nuestra gente!
What's the windblower for?
Just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back on the mother. If you have fucking blower, bring it up! Push it back! We will not do 1992 again with your fucking tax! I was 12 then! I'm 44 now! I will die for my fucking kids! And all of these young people are here are my fucking kids! Because I'm an LA native mom! These are my fucking children you're fighting! You! Make your best! If you can hear me, expect in your office on Monday for attacking my children!
If you could say something to Donald Trump right now, what would you say?
Donald Trump! You can suck my left neck, you can get out of my drawer! You're just Mecca Salma Hayek when they give you the time of day! And because sun is shine will make you look like a loser!
As we observe these peaceful protests by the illegal people that entered the country, it just causes one to reflect. I can remember a couple of years ago someone else ringing an alarm. Yeah, I can recall that. Let's take a listen.
Elected officials refuse to address the problem. The black elected officials refuse to address the problem. My own congressman refuses to address the problem. And I think the problem is black folks see all minorities as allies. And this is not the case. These people are not here for our common good. They're here for their own good. Where I don't have any ill will towards anybody, I also want to look out for my race. I'm a black American. I've never used a hyphen. But I will refuse to turn my back on my race and see what's going on in South Central to my people and let these people come in here and just take over. I'm not going to sit back and watch it. And I think it's a terrible thing, a horrendous thing for anybody to see this going on and say, well, he's a minority like me, so I won't speak up. I don't care where he comes from. The key to this whole thing is stop the denial, stop the alliances of, in other words, he's a minority like me, so I can't speak up against him. If this was white folks committing these lynchings to us in South Central, what's going on, there would be an outrage in this country. We have had firebombs thrown through windows. We have had people's cars burned in the driveway because they happened to move into the wrong communities. We had a lady who moved to East LA, came to the state from the South, not knowing what East LA was. It was an all-Hispanic community. She wasn't there one day. We had another man who was burned out of his house in Torrance last year. We had 5 murders in Hawaiian Gardens just because the people were black. This would not be tolerated if this was white on black crime. But the fact that these people come here, and it's the numbers, sir. It's the numbers. They come here in the numbers. They build up the Hispanic community, and they get this sense of power against us. And there are race riots in the schools every day in Los Angeles. It never makes the media. The black kids are being run out of the schools every day and told to go back to Africa. It never makes the media. We are having people who are being discriminated against on every avenue of society: economic, schools, even in our prisons now. They have drawn lines, and our prisoners in California are being beat and harassed and raped by Hispanic gang members who recently arrived here because of the numbers. My answer to you, sir, would be we don't need any new laws. Enforce the ones we got.
I recognize and acknowledge the painful part of our history. The pains of our past should not be paid by the people of today. The majority of our state is Latino and Asian, making up 55% of our population. Most of them, like me, are first, second, or third generation immigrants who had nothing to do with slavery, discrimination, Jim Crow laws, nothing. It is fundamentally unfair to force these people to pay for this, and because of that, I will be opposing it. Economist consultants from the task force reported the total amount could be as much as $800 billion. $800 billion. That's 2.5 times the size of our entire state budget. To pay for that, you'd need a major tax hike, unlike anything this state has ever seen.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
The judge has ruled that the state of Texas cannot stop Customs and Border Patrol agents from removing razor wire that the state placed along the southern border. You see some of that video here with these migrants trying to get across. Judge Aaliyah Moses said just this week in her ruling that the state did not provide sufficient evidence to prove that the federal government broke the law. Texas is now suing the Biden administration over Customs and Border Patrol's practice of cutting or removing portions of wire to allow those migrants to be apprehended. The state's Attorney General, Ken Paxton, appealed the ruling on Thursday.
We have exclusive new video this morning from the southern border. News Nation was there as smugglers cut through the border wall to sneak in migrants to the United States. These men are brazen, nonchalant, even making a motion to pretend as though they were pointing a gun at a Border Patrol officer.
And we were the only crew to see it all unfold. These alleged cartel members jumped out of their car. You can see him there. He pretends to have a long gun pointed at that Border Patrol agent that you see to the right, taunting him. That Border Patrol agent, a member of the tactical unit, you see him jump back there. And later he pulls a taser on those smugglers, but the smugglers still push a guy through. He didn't actually make contact with that taser. Now, they can only deter these migrants right now, and so he has to allow them to pass. You can also see how these smugglers push a bunch of people through holes in the wall. The Border Patrol agent, again, cannot stop them from crossing. If you look closely there, you can see the smuggler taking a video of them as they cross. Earlier in the day, I saw firsthand how Border Patrol stretched metal wires across the open holes, trying to prevent those crossings, only to see those smugglers jumping on top of it moments later, stomping on the wires, trying to break them or tamp them down in order to allow for a group to jump through it. But only after being filmed, of course. So just absolutely wild images to see here firsthand, and only a snapshot of what authorities are seeing right now. Officials tell me there that that specific group is notorious for being armed and brandishing their weapons.
I can't say how proud I am of the work that you're doing, because the fact is that in a lot of media networks and companies, they're not showing this side of the story. And we need to just see how easy it is. And the fact that border agents really can just stand there and let it happen.
We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country. You don't fucking feel them. People's identity. People's identity. No, they're not. Hey, man, look. What the fuck? Whoa. Hey, let's get down. You fucking ran me off. Hell no. This is, oh my God. Fuck you. No. You're not taking it. Don't touch the bitch. Don't touch me. Fuck you. You are out of the way. Let's go. Fucking nigga! Get back. That was the key. Fucking nigga! Fuck you guys! Fuck us!
He broke that.
Fuck you!
He broke this.
Break him more, bitch!
Which one?
I'll break him more, bitch! I'll break him more! Fuck you! No!
Leave it. He didn't do nothing. Just leave it.
Fuck you guys! Fuck you! Look at them fucking pigs! Go back in your car, pig!
And chaos, they are calling for more. Here's Democrats' LA City Council member Hernandez telling protesters, rioters really, to escalate their tactics.
They know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics. Because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
Yes, the lawless thugs are demonstrating precisely why they should be deported and why those who break the law to support them should be locked up. Look at that. But authorities, the National Guard, will restore order as these rioters found out. Some of these rioters found out.
Coming out. They're coming out. They're coming out. Watch out.
And while the Mexican flag was proudly flying throughout these protests, the American flag was really nowhere to be seen unless it was being set alight. Yes, they proudly fly the Mexican flag, but they burn the American one as they riot to stop being deported to Mexico and other countries they hold in higher esteem than America. Mexican flag, I think this image really summed up the protest. You can see the lineup of police cars in this image, shrouded in thick black smoke, and you've got a mass protest there flying the Mexican flag. This to me, Corey, is just the height of absurdity. These people are flying the Mexican flag and violently protesting to avoid being deported to Mexico. If you love Mexico so much that you're flying their flag on American soil, why are you so opposed to going back there?
Amigos and essays. Florida has a message for you.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here on the Space Coast. I'm joined by a bunch of leaders that further exemplify why we are not and will never be California. This is Florida, the anti-rioting state. So I'm glad to be joined here today by your great sheriff, Wayne Ivey. We have a new ICE liaison in the state of Florida, which is one of our big announcements today. Agent Anthony Coker, who you'll hear from, FHP Colonel Gary Howes, who leads the troopers, Florida's public safety czar, Larry Keefe. We have your great state attorney, Will Shiner, and Senator Debbie Mayfield. So thank you all for being here today. Two big announcements. One, we're excited to be the first state to announce our own ICE agent embed in the state. Agent Coker will be housed here with our leadership team in Florida as we work to support the Trump administration's efforts to combat illegal immigration. We have a great collaborative operation with the feds, with ICE, and we're very, very proud to support them. So thank you for being here with us today. Number two, we're going to talk about a new program that we're executing to protect ICE agents. Around the country, especially in California, you're seeing a new effort where leftist groups are attacking ICE agents by revealing their personal identifying information, including family information. This is called doxing, if you're not yet aware. Releasing this public information for the purposes of intimidating, threatening, and distracting them from their duties. We're not going to tolerate that in Florida. That is illegal in Florida. If we find you doing that, we will hold you accountable, and we'll talk a little bit about our program there. But as an overarching matter, we are not California. We do not allow rioting in the state of Florida. It's been 4 or 5 years now since the senator and her team passed the Anti-Rioting Act in Florida. As always, we are proactive. And if you want to throw things at vehicles, rocks, or other objects, you're going to do time. If you want to light things on fire and put people in harm's way, you're going to do time. If you want to burn down businesses, if you want to wreak havoc and destruction in Florida, we have enhanced penalties to ensure you will do time. So we do not tolerate rioting, as groups talk about assembling over the weekend. We haven't seen much of that in Florida, but if you do, these guys, the sheriff's office, Colonel Howes, and the team, we are ready across the state to ensure that it is nipped in the bud right away. So today, we're excited to announce our collaborative work with ICE. The doxing is not going to happen. We've set up a program where any ICE agent that believes personal identifying information has been revealed will be able to report that to Colonel Howes and the FHP team so that they can begin, routine checkups and patrols to go make sure the families are okay, to keep an eye on the agents and their homes and their families. We want them here. We want them protecting our society. But while they're protecting our families, we're going to protect theirs. So Agent Coker, we've got your back. Your colleagues, we've got their backs. You guys are ensure law and order. The voters last November made loud and clear that we want to ensure law and order. We want to enforce against illegal immigration, and we will stop at nothing to protect you and keep you guys safe. We're the law and order state. So with that, I will turn it over to Sheriff Biden.
Good morning, everybody. So I want to start out by thanking our Attorney General for joining us here in beautiful Brevard County. Our Attorney General and Governor Ron DeSantis also for their amazing support for law enforcement. Public safety in our communities is like nothing we've ever seen before. People are moving to Florida in droves because this is the free state of Florida. They're moving here because they know their families will be safe here. Their businesses will be safe. They won't have to contend with what we're seeing in places like Los Angeles and New York and Chicago, those things that are happening right now as we stand here today speaking. Our general was, I will say, very instrumental, was the tip of the spear in our blueprint for free Florida. And now he's the tip of the spear in making sure that we are protecting what I like to call our 3 C's, our citizens, our cops, and our Constitution. And he has stood strong with not only law enforcement, but with us here in Brevard County, and we appreciate you. I'm gonna start out by addressing the doxing issue that we were talking about. Our ICE agents, just like our Florida Highway Patrol, are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities. Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and things that are going on, detainers. So for us, we will have their back. We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team in making sure that we're increasing patrol. We're watching them. Anybody that's doxing them, as the general said, we passed a law about 4 or 5 years ago that makes it illegal to dox here in the state of Florida. So anybody that's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it. We will stand with you. I want to define a couple things, and our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things, so I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know. I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, General? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think, our great governor, I think, said it well yesterday. If you're a family out there, you're driving, and all of a sudden you get surrounded by one of these angry demonstrations that's turned violent, you don't need to sit there and wait while people smash your window and damage your vehicle and put your family in jeopardy. You drive. Just drive. Get yourself out of harm's way. If somebody's in front of you and they're threatening your vehicle, you just drive. But we're grateful to have a great president and a governor that respect rule of law. And in Florida, you're not going to see anything like you're seeing in California.
Tell me what you think about this topic. Be sure to like, share, and comment. And join me next time for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!